Hello everybody and welcome back to Herbies Garage. Today we're on the Lifan KPM 200. I came out and tried to start this the other day and unfortunately my battery's dead. See, I turn it on. It does have enough to power it on, but it doesn't even do anything. And the reason why it's dead like that is I had my battery tender on it. Either one of two things happened. My battery tender went dead, or my connectors, because I had to clamp on connectors on it. I needed to get pigtail on it, but I had to clamp on connectors on it, and one of them may have come loose. I don't know. So it sat there without any kind of charge going to it, and my battery died. Well, this is the original battery in the bike. I've had this, I think, a couple years. So it's time to replace the battery. Now, I did do a lot of research on this, and I passed this information on probably a year ago on which battery I found. Now, it's a difficult one to find, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's go ahead and get started taking this one out, and then we'll get ready to put the new one in. When we get ready to put the new one in, I'll tell you some more about it. Well, let's go ahead and take this side cover off. There's only 3 bolts that hold it on. And it all takes the same size. It's a 5mm hex. You don't need to take this one out, just the one on the tank right here. It's a little short one. And don't mix these up whenever you put them back in, because this one's shorter than the rest, and that's like that for a reason, so it don't hit the tank. All right, and once you get those 3 out, there's a pop pin up here in the front. And then there's one down here at the bottom too, right here. Okay, now we'll go ahead and take our battery off, because I'm not even going to mess with trying to, charge it back up or anything like that. The main reason is because this battery is a couple years old. Really, motorcycle batteries, sometimes you could get more out of them, but for the most part, you get, 3 years maybe out of a motorcycle battery. If you ride it a lot, you might get more than that if you take care of it. The winter time, especially around here in Illinois, is hard on the battery. If you live in a cold area, then it's definitely difficult for batteries to survive, especially if you don't have them on a tender. They probably won't last at all without being on a battery tender. But there's a 1/8mm bolt on this side, and the other side just has a hook, and it hooks in there, and we can just pull the battery out. Now, what makes this difficult to find is to find the right size that'll fit in this box with the polarity that we have here. This is a positive on the right and a negative on the left. Almost every battery this size has the positive on the left and the negative on the right. Well, you could change these cables. It wouldn't be very easy, but you could do it. Then you could buy the cheaper batteries to put in here. Myself, I don't put batteries in that often, probably, like I say, maybe about every 3 years, 2 or 3 years, something like that. Maybe less than that. I mean, maybe more than that. You can see where the battery's sunk in, and that's not good. This battery's shot. So I'm going to show you the replacement I got. This is what I bought. Years ago, I did a lot of research, and I had a difficult time trying to find the right battery that would fit in this opening and be a good battery replacement, because we want a high enough cold cranking amp and a high enough amp hour. This is a number 9 series battery, but it's got 11 amp hours. If you look at the old one, I think this one has 9. I don't know if it even says, but I think this is a 9 amp hour battery. This is a little bit stronger battery. Even though they're both 9 series batteries, this one has more cold cranking amps, and it has more amp hour to it. So I think this battery is going to be better. I haven't even opened it yet, but from my research that I've done on this, this battery will fit. I'll give you a little bit of spacer pad to put in it. So I could give you a cap for something. Oh. See, the good thing about this battery is it has 4 posts. So if you put it in this way, it's going to be backwards. If you put it in this way, it's going to be correct, because it's going to have the positive on the right, like what we need. Now, some bikes have it the other way around, so you could use this on multiple different bikes. But we need to put it in like this, and I'll show you that it does fit. Matter of fact, it fits probably better than the original. It fits good and snug in there. I mean, it just goes in really, really nice. So I don't think we need to put anything in there. I think that's going to work out really good. It doesn't really need the caps in this, but I think we're going to go ahead and put them in anyway. So I'll go ahead and pop this cap out of it. And I'll just move it to this one that we're not going to use to make sure that stays covered. And see, the good thing too about having this extra posts on the other side, if you wanted to, you could attach, accessories to the back here so you don't load up these wires for your starter. I kind of like that. I really like this battery. I've had this battery in different machines and it seems to do really well. I like it. It's a no spill battery. It comes pre-charged. It's a MB9U Motobat battery. And it comes with the posts that you install on it, which you could, if you wanted to, probably connect it right directly to the battery like that, if you wanted to. Comes with an Allen wrench. Oop. And then it comes with the posts that you can attach. Now see, these already have holes that are screw threads in them already. So once you attach these, then all you have to do is screw a screw in it. You don't have a nut on the back side. All right, so we'll take a post and we'll put a screw in it. I'll go ahead and start it in there. Tighten it down. And we'll take another one. Same thing, we'll put the screw in it first. Okay, that's good and tight. All right, now it's ready to put in. And we'll take our wire and put a screw in it. Line it up onto the connector. Now you want to double check this before you hook both of these up. Make sure that you got this in correct, that you have this in the proper way. And that the positive's on the positive and the negative's on the negative, because you don't want to short your motorcycle out by putting those in backwards. That would be a horrible thing for you. And it's good to do the positive first. All right, so that connection's good and tight. All right, so we'll flip this over, put that on. Okay, and I got a little accessory ground that I use, so I'll put that on. Okay. I think that's good and snug on there. Just kind of set those on there. All right. Then we'll take our bracket, line that up. Put our 8mm bolt in it. And we'll tighten it up. All right, let's go ahead and check the voltage of the battery before we start it. And we'll set it on DC volts. If your meter doesn't show DC volts and it just has lines like this, the wiggly line is AC, the straight line is DC. And it has a V underneath of each one of those. Now, we have it set for DC volts, and we're going to see what the resting voltage is on this battery. We'll check it right down here at the connection. Okay, it's got 12.8 volts. All right, let's start it up. I'm going to leave it hooked up, turn the key on, and drop it down from the fuel pump running. And it should be charging between 13.5 and 14 volts probably. Looks like it's slowly coming up. The voltage regulator is taking care of the amount of voltage that it wants to send to the battery, so it's doing its own thing. 13.6 is what it looks like it is. Let me rev it up and see if it comes up any. Yeah. It went up to 13.8 volts. So the charging system's good and the battery is good. So we're done with this install. And if your connections are dirty, be sure and clean those before you put this on the battery. And I like to just smear just a little bit of petroleum jelly. This is an off-brand. It's not Vaseline, but it's an off-brand of it. It kind of helps slow the corrosion process down a little bit. All right, that ought to be enough. And then we'll just kind of put these caps over it. They don't fit real well because of the angle that it's on, but that's okay. It's going to be covered up by the cover anyway. Then we take our cover and you slide this part underneath the seat like that. Pop the front in, and then the rest of it should pop in. And then we have 3 screws. The shortest one goes up here and the top of the tank, like I mentioned earlier. And then these two, I think they're about the same length. I think the longer, no, they're the same length. So I guess it doesn't really matter where they go. As long as you got the short one up top, that's the main thing. If you mess up and put one of these longer ones up top, really the only thing you probably do is it'll probably stop once it hits the tank, and it won't make a tight connection on that. And the plastic would be loose. All right, now this battery, like I mentioned earlier, and I didn't complete what I was talking about, is difficult to find, mainly because, like I said, for this size battery, the connections are reversed, and the positives here, the negatives here. Well, you can find batteries like that that will work, but they're a little bit smaller. I think most of the ones I seen were like a 6 series or 7 series, something like that. 100, 120 cold cranking amps, 130, something like that. The amp hour was down 6.5. The battery's a little bit smaller. You have to kind of, put some spacers in there to kind of space it up. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. And those batteries are $30, $40 a piece. This battery was 80. Now, it's entirely up to you. You've seen how this one fits. It fits right in there without any issues whatsoever. Bolts right up. You just have to add the little connectors on the top of the battery. That's the only issue. But that's not a big deal at all. But it should be good for a long time now. Personally, I'd rather do it right. This has got not only the right amount of cold cranking amps and amp hour battery, it's even got a little bit more. So it should be good. I think it'd be a lot better. I worry about those smaller batteries not having enough amp hour or cold cranking amp, putting too much stress and strain on your electrical system, especially your starter whenever you go to start it. You don't want your starter going out because it doesn't have a proper amount of amps going to it to be able to pull it to start the engine. And that could cause an excess draw in other areas as well. Who knows what could happen. So I wouldn't want to go under what it's rated on the battery. Going over a little bit I think is okay, as long as it's the same series battery. This is a 9, this is a 9 as well. So I think we're good. MB9U Motobat battery. All right, that's all I have for you today. Appreciate you coming along and watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave me a comment. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.